On today's video, we take a look at 5 fishing hacks. Hey guys, what's going on? Brendan Miller here, back with another video. And like I said in the start of this video, we're going to be talking about 5 fishing hacks that are going to help you catch more fish. So let's jump right into it. So the first fishing hack has to do with crankbaits. When you store a bunch of crankbaits together, a lot of times the hooks get all tangled together, and when you want to pull a crankbait out, and you kind of get like this long chain of crankbaits, it can be super annoying, especially when you're out in the water. Grab yourself some rubber bands and put them around the hooks of your crankbait. If you do this to all your crankbaits and you store them in the same box, they are not going to get caught up nearly as much, if not at all, when you want to pull them out. And this is great because you're out in the water and the fish are biting. You don't have time to fiddle with untangling baits. You want to fish. And the great thing about rubber bands is you just take them off, and then when you're done with the bait, you can slip them right back on, and you can still reuse them. One of the most annoying things about having a lot of tackle is I'm constantly losing a bunch of the little stuff. I'm talking little hooks, little jig heads, drop shot weights, swivels, whatever it may be. I'm constantly losing that stuff, and I gotta buy more. After a while, that starts to get expensive. Well, one of the ways you can cut down on losing small stuff is to keep it in a little container. And what I found to work really, really well is a little Altoids container. Does anybody even still eat these things? I don't even know. I tasted a couple and they weren't that great. Basically just empty all the mints out of them or eat them or whatever. And this little tin is perfect for putting all kinds of little stuff. As you can see, I put some jig heads in this thing and it works super, super well. You can stack them in your tackle box really nice, and you can even label them if you want to so you know what's in those little containers. It's a helpful little tip. Now the same principle kind of applies to the next hack, hack number 3, and that has to do with sinkers. Again, as fishermen, we need sinkers to sink our baits into the water. Makes sense, right? I am constantly losing and running out of sinkers, and it's really, really annoying, like I said. So what I did is I went and got some Tic Tacs. After eating all of them in rapid succession, I used the little box to store my weights. Now this works so well. You put your weights in there, and then when you want to weight, you just shake it out into your hand. This is so easy and so effective. I will definitely be implementing this in the future.
For this next hack, you want to grab your fidget spinner.
No! The fourth life hack has to do with frogs. I love fishing a frog on top of some grass and watching the bass explode up through it and grab it. But one of the things that a lot of anglers don't know is when you buy a frog, a lot of the times the legs on the back, the silicone strands that make up the legs of the bait, are way too long, and it does not give the bait a good walking action. So what I do is I grab a scissors and cut about a ½ an inch to an inch off the back of this. Now, this is going to shorten the bait and make it a little more compact, and it's also going to allow that bait to walk a lot better and have a way better action, and overall help you catch more fish. The last tip also has to do with frogs and fishing grass. There have been tons of times when I've gone to a lake or a pond and I either lost my frog fairly quickly due to snags, which is not fun, or I totally forgot to bring the frogs in the first place, which is stupid and you shouldn't do that. But if you ever find yourself in a jam where you don't have a frog and there's some beautiful grass around, never fear. What do you do in that situation? Well, I grab a tube and I Texas rig it and throw it weightless on top of the seaweed and fish it like a frog. This works so well. I love using a tube to fish on top of grass. Number one, the tube comes through the grass really, really easily. It is also slightly buoyant since it's got that pocket of air in the back. And when you rig it Texas rigged, you have a great weedless bait that's going to come through the grass really nicely and will catch you fish. So guys, there you go. Those are 5 hacks that are going to help you catch more fish next time you're out on the water. If you guys want to see more hacks, be sure to let me know in the comments below. I got a couple more hacks banging around in the noggin, and I could probably scratch out another hack video if you guys want to see it, that is. Be sure to subscribe by clicking this little icon right here, and be sure to check out my last video right here where I wipe out in a creek and really hurt myself. And I also catch some fish as well. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay hooked. I'll see you later.